Introducing touch-free payments from PayPal, a safe way for your customers to pay. Whether you're a market seller,
I'll take 2 tomatoes and a cucumber,
poodle pamperer, piano tuner, or plumber, signing up to accept touch-free payments for your business is easy. Simply download the PayPal app and display your own unique QR code for your customers to scan. Touch-free QR code payments. No seller fees until 2021. Not applicable to PayPal here transactions. Other fees may apply. Shop safe with PayPal.
The Cricket Badger Podcast IPL Daily, in association with Moonrise Cricket, Indian Premier League 2020 13th edition. Every day, every game, every spill, every thrill, every triumph, all the way to the IPL trophy.
Hello everybody, welcome along. It's the Cricket Badger Podcast. It's the IPL Daily. We're doing those every single day all the way through the Indian Premier League 2020. And we have been waiting so long for it to come around, but we were not disappointed. The first game has just finished in Abu Dhabi. Mumbai Indians making 162 for 9, but Chennai Super Kings getting home 166 for 5, winning by 5 wickets. A really thrilling game indeed. We'll talk about that a little bit more in just a second, but if you listened to the first of our daily pods from the IPL, you'll know that this is a by the fans for the fans kind of podcast. We've got fan representatives on all of the 8 franchises as we go through the competition. We'll get them on regularly the day before their teams play their next games in the IPL. And let's introduce them. First of all, representing the Kings 11 Punjab, it's Clare Sanderson. Clare, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. Obviously, the opening match has just finished, so I'm just settling myself down again. It was quite a thriller. Yeah, I was kind of rooting for Mumbai, so a little bit disappointed, but only in the result, not in the cricket. I thought it was, awesome match. Brilliant. What a way to start things off.
Yeah, it'd have been, after waiting since March for the IPL to start effectively, it would have been a little bit sad if it was a really one-sided affair, but it went into the final over, and it just reminds us what we're looking forward to, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly that. Took me right back to, I'm a season follower. I've, watched it year in, year out. So the wait's finally over, but the thrill was right there. It was great.
And our Delhi Capitals fan representative is Daniel Kelly. Daniel contacted me and said he'd never really had a team in the IPL and he wanted to try and get invested in it to see if he could soak it up and really get behind a team, get that allegiance going and see if he could enjoy the competition. We've given him the Delhi Capitals. And Daniel Kelly, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. Really pleased to be representing the Capitals. I've always looked at the IPL sort of as cricket and junk food. I've enjoyed it while it's been happening, but I haven't really been able to get too invested in it, and doesn't leave too much mark on the memory. I think that might be something to do with the fact that it normally coincides with the start of the English season. So now we've got the much talked about window, obviously in unfortunate circumstances. I'm looking forward to getting behind the Capitals.
And there's nothing beats a sporting event if you got a team in it and you can really get behind and support it. So you're our experiment over the next few weeks to see if that does make a difference to your enjoyment of the IPL. But your first reactions after seeing the end of the game today, it was a bit of an exciting climax and went into the final over and really good game.
It was indeed a great start. I think, I only saw sort of the last 10 overs of the chase. But couldn't have asked for a better start, right down to the wire. And I think my favourite bit was James in the group chat saying about Sam Curran, didn't fancy his chances, came out, played a little gem and won the game virtually.
Who said that? What an idiot. What an idiot would say that about Sam Curran. I've no idea who that is. As you said, we've got a WhatsApp group chat where we talk about it as we go through all the fans' representatives and stuff. And Claire, we were talking a little bit about how the game was shown on TV and the crowd noise and the fact there were graphics around the ground, which I think to a large degree made you forget that there were no fans in the ground. It really added to the atmosphere, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I've watched all the English, the cricket in England over the summer, and I think that's the one thing that, that's been missing. The cricket's been fantastic, but just the flat feeling kind of when there's been a wicket or big run scored and there's no cheering. But this, you almost forgot that there was no crowd there. It really, took it up to fever pitch, which is what you expect from the IPL. I think that's half of the thrill is that, the draw of it is really engaging with the crowd and stuff. And it felt like that, even though, obviously, sadly, when there's nobody there. But yeah, fantastic. I thought they did a great job.
I think of all the cricket that's been played during the sort of COVID period, that is definitely the one that's been presented the best so far. And I think maybe the setting of Abu Dhabi sort of helps really, because it's quite a modern sort of space age looking ground with a big stand. And I think it's a striking enough visual to not notice that there wasn't any fans, especially like Clare said with the advertising boards. And I think that really did add to the experience, definitely.
Well, the three good grounds they're using out there. The one you've seen today, obviously, is the Sheikh Zayed Stadium in Abu Dhabi. I've been there a few times, and it's a bit like Star Trek looking up at that the roof of that stadium. Sharjah, they were saying on the commentary that that's been renovated a little bit or upgraded or given a lick of paint anyway. And the one in Dubai is pretty special. They spent a lot of money on that one. So they've got three very good stadiums there, which will add to the spectacle, Daniel, won't they?
Definitely. I think that's quite important. Obviously, I mean, the BCCI would always go sort of all out with the IPL, and I think they've been quite lucky that they've had some events around the world where they've been able to learn what works well and what could be improved upon. It shows you how sort of quickly things in that side of cricket, the entertainment side of cricket, are evolving really. When the English summer first started, we were sort of, oh wow, we've got a Lord's hum underneath all the coverage. That's really good. And now we're sort of saying, no, we want live ball reactions.
Yeah. Claire, have we seen the winner of the IPL 2020 today? Or, I mean, I know you're on for Kings 11, but Chennai and Mumbai are always the big two, aren't they? Have we seen the winner today?
Well, I don't know. They're always the big two, but I think I'm just going to have to really get behind my team and not sell them down the river before they even had a match.
Let's test Daniel's allegiance then. On the fact that he's a new Delhi Capitals fan, have you seen the winner today, Daniel, or are we...
No.
No?
I don't think we have. I actually think tomorrow's game, the Capitals and the Kings 11, I think will feature very late on in the tournament. And I'm going to get a sneaky early prediction out there that we might see a rematch of tomorrow's game in the final.
Ooh. Well, that makes it worth watching then, doesn't it? Claire, let's get into your Kings 11 team. And if you've heard the advert for our little programme before we came out, Claire was saying that obviously Sheldon Cottrell, he's supportive of your daughter's cricket team. You've got Chris Gale in there, who is, everybody knows who Chris Gale is. He's a massive name, and you like him as well. Is that the only draw, or is there more to it than that?
No, I mean, I have kind of supported Kings 11 over the years as like a second team. And just to be, Sheldon Cottrell, I coach a girls team, an award-winning girls team in Leeds, and he just picks up on us on Twitter. So he follows it's a team that I actually coach that he follows. And Chris Gale, I mean, I just think, well, he's one of the biggest T20 stars. He's an absolute star in India. And I just think he could be really inspiring to all the younger players in the team, somebody they can learn from and he can show the way, even though, maybe, I don't know, have we seen the best of him? Is there more to come? But as well as that, I think KL Rahul has showed great promise early in the year as a captain. He scored big runs previously. And also, I think Anil Kumble as the coach, there's a lot of talent there, a lot of experience. People have talked a lot about spinners' pitches and things like that, which I don't really understand, but he does. So, yeah, I think on paper, I think they're a really strong team. Yeah, I just hope that kind of all comes together for him. I mean, thinking as well about like the Glenn Maxwell.
I was going to ask you about him because he's had a kind of fairly ropey sort of couple of years, hasn't he? He's had some problems with his mental health. He's taken a bit of time out of cricket. Not all gone swimmingly for the big show over the last couple of years, but you can take quite a bit of heart, I guess, as a Kings 11 fan from that innings he played in the third ODI against England.
Well, exactly. I mean, has he played himself into form, or is he just one of those guys who has been fortunate to have played quite a bit of cricket now? So, and obviously that innings was just spectacular, the way he played it. He's been a feature in the IPL over the years, so it's not new to him. And again, a lot of experience. And I mean, I'm going to keep throwing this one in. He has played for Yorkshire, so obviously he knows his stuff. He knows a thing or two. So yeah, I think that could be a really big bonus. I mean, he's obviously showed his form, and maybe he has come into form. And talking about the Yorkshire connection, there's Nick Poran as well.
Yeah.
Who the only century scorer in the CPL, So again, coming in on form and having played a bit. So, obviously, Chris Gale is a superstar. And it'll be his birthday on Monday. So if he gets a game, let's see how that works out for him. Yeah, definitely think on paper they're the team to beat.
Want to get your game the very best it can be? The future of coaching. Talk to a pro. 30-minute video conversation. Video analysis from players at the top of their game. Video shout-outs. Get a personalised message from a pro. Great for birthdays, congratulations messages, a prank, or a simple hello. Visit moonrisesports.com or go to Moonrise Sports on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Moonrise Cricket. Let's play. And Daniel, Delhi Capitals, I know we foisted that team upon you, but they're your team now. What is it, once you realised you were going to be following the Delhi Capitals through this tournament, what was it about the Delhi Capitals that made you think, actually, that's not a bad idea, I like this team? I
think they're so well balanced. I think they've got the perfect T20 team. They've got youth and experience. They've got gun batsmen. They've got quick bowlers. I think they've got the best spin attack in the tournament. They've got strength in depth. I think when you're looking at someone like Shikhar Dhawan, and I've always loved watching Shikhar Dhawan on bat. He's just a really good batsman to watch. He's a fun guy. He's the experienced head at the top, and you've got people like Prithvi Shaw batting around him. And you probably have Hetmeyer and Shreyas Iyer coming in behind him. And that's without even talking about Rishabh Pant. I know Claire mentioned KL Rahul, so I think tomorrow is a sort of a battle of the keepers, Rahul and Pant. Is there two more exciting prospects in the IPL? I don't know, probably not. In terms of Rishabh, for me, I think he's one of my favourite players to watch in the world. Definitely,
he's terrific. In the 1,172 runs for Rishabh Pant over the last two editions of the IPL. He's certainly a player that I'm looking forward to watching. Just going back to the contest, Claire, I'm going to put it to you that this could be very, very close, this one, couldn't it? You look down the history of this match. It's been played 24 times. Delhi have won 10. Kings 11 have won 14. The problem I've got with Kings 11 in the IPL is they get off to a storming start and then often run out of steam halfway through. But this is the start, isn't it? So are we expecting big things from them tomorrow?
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things I was going to say. They always seem to get off to a storming start. So, and like I said, with players having scored runs and, having had good sort of preparation coming into it, I think they've got a big chance. Having said that, I think Daniel's selling it well. But for sure, yeah, I like the sound of the team. I think there's a good feel to it, a good selection of players. We'll see who gets on the field, but I reckon they've got a big chance of winning this opening contest between the two. But I'm going to say that anyway.
Kings 11, they were sixth last year. That's the fifth consecutive season, though. They've not finished in the top five, which doesn't fill you with a huge amount of hope unless Anil Kumble, KL Rahul and co can really put it together this time around, doesn't it?
That's kind of what I'm thinking, where I'm at with it. Looking back on where they finished, it's been, they've not got to the knockout stages since 2014. Did a bit of homework, but I think so. And and again, that thing with the big starts and then dropping off. But when you look at kind of the range of players they've got, it seems like there's enough to sort of swap people about and get things going. I mean, I haven't mentioned Chris Jordan. Again, he's had some cricket, so
and Jimmy Neesham. They've got a few.
Jimmy Neesham, yeah. I mean, there's a good selection, and the spinners as well. Who again will be brought on hopefully through Anil Kumble and his experience. So for me, it's got a really good feel to it as the team. And yeah, I'm really hopeful.
Claire, I'm going to mark your homework. Runners up in 2014. Tick. You've passed your test. 2 playoffs in 12 years, though, for the Kings 11 Punjab.
That's a long time ago.
Looking at your Delhi Capitals team, Daniel, third last year. They've never made the final. And they've finished bottom more times than any other side in the IPL. But under Ricky Ponting, under the captaincy of Shreyas Iyer, he's the youngest captain in the competition. They seem to be going places. They seem to be getting it together, don't they?
They do, yeah. I think I'm excited to see the spinners work their magic in the middle overs, and I think Akhtar Patel, Ravi Ashwin, and the one that excites me most is Sandeep Lamichhane. Love watching him bowl, and I think Lamichhane for the Capitals and Majid for Kings 11 is going to be a fascinating battle tomorrow. But I think just looking down their squad, I've done a little bit of research over the last few days. I just think they're so well stacked in every department. I don't think there's a weak link. I think they've got every base covered. I think someone like Hetmeyer could be a big tournament for Hetmeyer. I think he's ready to burst onto the international stage, and what better way to do it through a really good IPL.
It's that Badger style.
If you listen to the first daily pod for the IPL, I got the two guests yesterday. It was Deepak and Anand to give me a minute on why your team is A, going to win tomorrow, and B, going to win the IPL this time around. Let's start with you, Clare Sanderson. Kings 11 Punjab. Give it your best shot. Get right behind them. You've got 60 seconds. Tell me why Kings 11 Punjab are the team to watch in IPL 2020.
Okay, so Kings 11 Punjab, well-balanced team, well-stacked with experience as well as youth, led by head coach Anil Kumble, who I really think can lead the way. If it's going to be a battle in the field, John C. Rhodes as fielding coach should help there. I think they always start the competition strongly, and with such a breadth of skills and experience and youth, I feel they can really push it through this time and make it their season. And of course, they've got one big advantage, and that's I'm supporting them. So let's hope that'll make a difference.
Well, they'll be inspired, Claire. They'll be tuning into this one tomorrow morning, and they will be inspired by your words. I'm sure they'll be playing that on a loop as they get into the dressing room there in Dubai. So if we're talking about a Kings 11 win tomorrow, I think you can take a lot of credit for that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And I will be actually in Abu Dhabi for the second half of the tournament. So I'm flying out there on the 28th. So I'll be doing these podcasts from on the ground, if you like. So that might help them through the second half of the tournament.
Yeah. Well, we were saying last night with we had Deepak in India and we had Anand in America. Now we've got you two in the UK today, but then you're going out there to the UAE as well. So we are truly global on the Cricket Badger podcast through the IPL. Daniel, let's turn to you. Your Delhi Capital side. You have a minute to tell me why they are going to win tomorrow and why they're going to win IPL 2020. Go.
So Delhi are going to win tomorrow, and the IPL as a whole, because they've got great strength in depth. They've got great pace. They have got great spin attack, as I mentioned before. They've got a young, exciting player at the top of the order in Prithvi Shaw. They've got Rishabh Pant. They have got experience in Shikhar Dhawan and Shreyas Iyer, youngest captain. They have got great players of spin. They've got great players of pace. They have Marcus Stoinis, who, I'm not a great fan of Marcus Stoinis, but you get once in a while from Marcus Stoinis if he gets many games. They have got Ricky Ponting for a start, and I think he's going to play a big part in their storm to the title. They've got Ishant Sharma, who's sort of having a bit of a late career resurgence. Really excited by Sandeep Lamichhane. The law of averages states that they're going to have to win one day. So that's another reason why they're going to win it. They've got KG Rabada, who's one of the most exciting bowlers in the world. And if all else fails, they've got Ravi Ashwin for the Mankad.
Oh, I was enjoying that until that last bit. I hate a Mankad. Oh, I hate a Mankad.
I love the Mankad.
Oh, right, you two are off the show. We can't have Mankads on the Cricket Badger podcast.
James Buttler.
Well, I was going to say, Daniel,
who's out of their ground, they're out.
I was going to say, Daniel, before we got to that last terrible sentence of your wonderful support of Delhi Capitals there, everybody in the Delhi Capitals dressing room, when they play that ahead of the game tomorrow, will love that, apart from Marcus Stoinis, won't he? Oh, I love the rest of the squad, but I'm not a big fan of Marcus Stoinis. Yeah,
it could be, it's a tactic to fire him up. if you play that before the game, he's either going to go one way or the other. He's going to be distraught or he's going to be fired up to prove me wrong. So, double bluffing in there.
Yeah,
but he has got magnificent biceps.
Okay.
Well, there you go, Marcus. When you see that ball coming down, just imagine it's Daniel Kelly's head, and you can stick him out of the ground for 6. You two, you've been great on this second edition of the IPL Cricket Badger Daily Pod for this competition. It's going to be fantastic, this competition. We've already seen one terrific game. There's going to be many, many more to come. And I'm actually really looking forward to this Delhi Capitals Kings 11 game tomorrow, because I think it's very, very hard to call. It could be another very, very close one. Clare, Sanderson, thank you very much for coming on for this first time. We'll hear from you again, and I wish you all the best for your enjoyment of the IPL, and get behind Kings 11.
I will do, yeah, definitely. Cheers, thanks for having me on.
And Daniel Kelly, thank you very much for coming on. We foisted the Delhi Capitals upon you, but I hope you enjoy watching them and supporting them through this edition of the IPL. And we'll talk to you again very, very soon indeed.
Thanks, James. Thanks, Claire.
And thank you to you for listening as well. Whoever you're supporting in the IPL, get behind your teams. It's going to be a fantastic edition of this competition out there in the UAE. We'll be back every single day as we go through IPL 13. So join us on the Cricket Badger podcast. See you then.
Thanks for listening. Join us every day throughout IPL 2020. Follow us on Twitter at cricket_badger. Join in the fun. We'll see you again tomorrow.
We begin today's meditation with a few sipping exercises to remind us a little treat can go a long way. So pick up your McCafe iced coffees, close your eyes, and deep sip in. And deep satisfaction out.
Take a treat retreat at McDonald's. Right now, get a McCafe iced coffee in any size and any flavor for just 99 cents until 11 a.m. Price of participation may vary.